Hello, I'm Howard Chansky. I'm the chairman of the Department of Orthopedics and Sports Medicine at the University of Washington. I'm going to discuss the 5 hospitals that comprise our residency, and I'm going to start with the University of Washington Medical Center. The University of Washington Medical Center is a tertiary and quaternary care medical center that cares for patients with complex orthopedic problems from the entire 5-state WWAMI region. The University of Washington Medical Center has several orthopedic subspecialty services. This includes upper extremity and hand surgery, spine surgery, sports surgery, total joint surgery, and orthopedic oncology. We have a beautiful new sports medicine facility located within Husky Stadium, which is situated across the street from the medical center. This facility gives our residents the opportunity to care for high-performance athletes from around the region, as well as for the Husky intercollegiate athletes. Located several miles north of the main University of Washington campus is Northwest Hospital. Northwest Hospital happens to be situated in a very beautiful park-like setting. Northwest Hospital is where our residents gain most of their training in complex adult reconstructive surgery. We also care for general orthopedic trauma at Northwest Hospital, and we have a busy shoulder, elbow, and hand surgery program there. The residents have the opportunity to work with academic surgeons in a private practice-like setting at Northwest Hospital. This is the ideal environment in which our residents can prepare for a future in which they will be expected to be not only talented surgeons, but also efficient surgeons. We are fortunate to have one of the busiest VA programs at a Veterans Administration hospital in the nation. At our VA hospital, our residents see patients with very complex orthopedic problems, and they come from the entire WWAMI region. The nice thing about the VA is that in a very supportive environment of graduated independence, our residents learn to become confident, independent surgeons. I know at the end of their R5 or chief year, to a person, every one of our residents after their VA experience is ready to go out and practice general orthopedics at a very high level. We are fortunate to have a world-renowned children's hospital as part of our training program. Seattle Children's Hospital is located several miles from the main University of Washington campus. It is also comprised of world-renowned faculty that care for a wide range of complex pediatric orthopedic problems. While our residents obtained some of their pediatric trauma training at Harborview, the vast bulk of their pediatric orthopedic training takes place at Seattle Children's Hospital. Last but not least, Harborview Medical Center is a world-renowned trauma center and is the location where our residents get unparalleled training in orthopedic trauma surgery. Harborview is served by Airlift Northwest, and as the only level 1 trauma center serving a quarter of the landmass of the United States, it happens to be an incredibly busy, world-renowned trauma center. Most orthopedic trauma centers are built around a model of general orthopedic trauma surgeons. Due to the extreme complexity of the patients that are served by Harborview, we've elected to use a model with subspecialty trauma surgeons. The services we have at Harborview include a spine trauma service, a foot and ankle service, a hand service, an amputation service, and a pelvic and acetabular service. Of course, the foundation of care at Harborview is provided by our general orthopedic trauma service. Thus, while our residents are challenged and work extremely hard during their Harborview rotation, their experience there is unparalleled at any other trauma center in the country. On a monthly basis, the program director, Dr. Doug Hannell, and myself will meet with the residents to inquire as to what's going well and perhaps what might not be going well. The residents know that we take that feedback very seriously and typically address their concerns in a timely fashion. In fitting with the progressive technology in the Seattle region, our residents are supported by an IT staff that works within our department. We have a digital curriculum committee that meets on a monthly basis to ensure that our residents always have up-to-date teaching materials. All of our residents are provided with an iPad at the beginning of our residency, and this iPad is loaded with every digital textbook that we feel the residents need during the course of their residency. When I had initially come out here, I had anticipated heading back to the East Coast in a year, but the incredible educational and academic environment at the University of Washington, in addition to all the natural beauty, made that impossible for me to do. One of the great things about Seattle is that if you head east for several hours, you're in high desert. If you travel 45 minutes, you can have great skiing. And if you head west across the Sound, you're actually in the only temperate rainforest. The university has not only allowed me to practice clinical medicine at a very high level, but has also allowed me to pursue my scientific interests and given me the opportunity to educate wonderful residents over the past 24 years.
There are a few common qualities of residents that we're looking for here at the University of Washington. One is we're looking for people who love orthopedic surgery. They love reading about it. They love taking care of patients that have musculoskeletal problems. They love operating, and they just love taking care of patients that they get to learn from. Second is we're looking for people who aren't afraid to work hard. 5 years is a short amount of time to learn everything you need to learn to be a really good orthopedic surgeon. So we need people that have the energy and the drive to really make that happen during their entire time here. And lastly, we're looking for people that just fit what we're trying to do. We're in the business of training the next generation of great physician surgeons who do a great job of taking care of people that are going to make a difference in the future when they're done with their training here and help patients, whether it's by being a great surgeon, teaching others, doing research to help move the field forward. But that's basically what we're looking for in anyone who's interested in coming to the University of Washington. There are a lot of things that make the University of Washington a unique place to train. One is the city of Seattle. You know, we're a city that's been on the rise and continues to be on the rise. We're full of patients that span the entire spectrum from a diversity and culture standpoint, as well as orthopedic disease. So here in Seattle, you get to be exposed to the entire spectrum of orthopedic surgery. People that are broken from high energy trauma, people that need joint reconstructions, people that have pediatric conditions that need expert surgical care, that suffer from tumors. We get to take care of a great population at the VA. And we basically have exposure to the entire depth and breadth of orthopedic surgery here in the University of Washington.
What are the unique aspects of Harborview Medical Center?
There's some things that are very unique and obvious and some things that are very unique and not so obvious. Harborview is a county hospital. King County owns the hospital, and a board of directors appointed by King County Council is responsible for oversight of Harborview, but the Harborview is run by University of Washington faculty and staff. So it has a facility by the county, but all of the medical care is directed by the University of Washington staff. It's also unique in that a lot of people come to work at Harborview because it's Harborview. They've heard of it growing up. It's on the news every night for various trauma activities that are going on. And most of the people, even in relatively low positions, clerks and staffers and porters, they want to be there. They're not just coming there because it's a job.
Dr. Henley, tell me about your role at Harborview.
Harborview serves a unique role in the Pacific Northwest. It's really the only level 1 trauma center in a 5-state area and therefore serves close to a quarter of the landmass of the U.S. We receive about 6,000 trauma admissions a year, of which the vast majority are blunt, meaning that most are vehicular or not involving knives and guns, that's penetrating trauma. Approximately half of those patients sent to us are sent from a referring hospital, and nearly half of the patients come via an airlift, either rotary, meaning a helicopter, or fixed wing.
Angela, what's the application process for the UW Orthopedic Residency program?
We participate in ARIS and the NRMP match, and we do require a supplemental recommendation form, and that is mailed directly to our department. And that can either be by the 3 letter writers or by other faculty members.
When are interviews scheduled?
We send out the invitations the first week in December, and the interviews themselves are on 2 Saturdays in January. And the interviews consist of, we have Dr. Hannell, our program director, and his wife Peggy have the candidates over to their houseboat for an informal gathering the Friday night prior to the interviews. And then the interview day, the candidates have 4 15-minute interviews, one with the chair, one with the program director, and then there's 2 panel interviews that consist of residents and faculty members. And then they go to dinner that night with all of the residents. And so it kind of gives the candidates an opportunity to get all of their questions answered in either the informal or a formal setting to find out if it's a good fit for them.
So what makes our residency program stand out?
We have world-class teaching faculty as well as research faculty. And I am a little biased, but I think we have the best residents in the country.